It was homecoming night at Siegle High School in Murfreesboro, and the Stars were ready for the Pioneers as they sent Warren County home with a 42-12 loss Friday night. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Turner Time. I'm Jay Walker of 92.1 The Ticket, and we're here with Warren County High School football coach Matt Turner and the Warren County Sports Authority, Jeff Simmons.
Coach, it looks a little different. Had a scheduling conflict, couldn't do it at Mud Bums, but now we're here on your beautiful indoor facility, and wish we were in probably a better mood from Friday night, though.
Yeah. Jay made it since a 42-12 loss. I mean, it's a 42-12 whooping single-handed us. So, got an opportunity to showcase the indoor facility here. Like to make some upgrades, get some AC going in here because you look a little hot there, buddy. So what we got going on?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to ask a little bit about it. For some, we talked about it a little bit after the game, but even before the game, I think we brought it up a couple of times there. Something just didn't seem like the atmosphere was right for Warren County against Siegle on Friday. The week before, we're used to playing homecoming games on the road.
Yeah,
that's just our life now.
Mm-hmm.
But at Cookeville, it felt like the team was super fired up, ready to go. Cookeville was kind of lethargic. Then it seemed like the script flipped a little bit. It seemed like just for some reason our team didn't come out as fired up as they have been. Where Siegle just kind of just stole the show really early there. Was that the feeling you got, or did you?
It was. Like I told you against the Cookeville game. I mean, after that, is trying to figure out, what this team. Each team's got its own, characteristics and different things of that. And still, it was game 3 for us. And of course, we done some things a little different, some things we didn't do pregame, and. So we'll see. But, yeah, they was flat. I don't know if it was going into Murfreesboro, if it was, that was the first day we'd been in school on an away game.
Yeah.
We had the fair the week before Cookeville.
Yeah.
So we was able to bring them in, and we do yoga with them pregame here in the facility. And we wasn't able to do that Friday. I promise you, we're going to be doing yoga this Friday. We're going to put that back in the mix. I'm not really big on baseball and the whole, wear my same underwear over and over, or whatnot. But I do feel like, the kids was flat. So,
And it sounds like, to borrow a quote from The Office, you're not superstitious, but you're a little stitious when it comes to stuff like that.
I'm not going to – hey, I'll try it, I'm not –
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things, and I think what the biggest takeaway that we had coming out of the game is it wasn't a region game this year.
That's right.
You've beaten Cookeville, you got Coffee County upcoming, you're sandwiched in the middle of those games, but it wasn't a region game.
Right.
So it's in the grand scheme of things, it's to borrow it's ready to burn the ships and go to the next one.
Yeah, you talked about it, and I think you wrote it in your article, because we was watching. I was leaving here about 1:30. Just got the film uploaded and got all the stuff ready to roll. And and I tried not to start watching film before I leave here, but of course I watched the whole game, saw the mistakes, saw where we was moving the ball, saw all the good. there's a ton of good things that score. I told you at the end of the game, Siegle, I still believe it after watching film. They're not 30 points better than we are. The coach, Siegle's, hats off to them. They had a great game. Things came together for them. Their coaches put them in great positions where I didn't put our guys in the best positions. Their offensive line just dominated us up front and just smashed our defensive front up. And it didn't matter field position. I think we talked this before the game. It didn't matter if we gave them the ball, a 99-yard field or a 10-yard field. We could not stop them for some reason the other night. They had some big backs too, and the thing was we was in position. Mm-hmm. This was a great film to reiterate how important that weight room is, not just I mean, it's got to become a lifestyle here in Warren County. We haven't got to create that yet. I hate using excuses, but COVID has kind of kept us from really getting in there and just selling in, buying in, and because we're having to socially distance now, so we've had to do lifts without spotters, and a lot of these prime time for these guys to develop is when we've had to make these changes, and it's hurt us. And Siegle, I think Coach Renshaw's came in there and built and established that. Now what's he doing? Why is he able to do it and I'm not? I don't know. I know all I can handle is the kids I'm got here in the halls of Warren County.
Yep. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Yeah,
Friday night.
We had some.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I wanted to highlight on the show was the fact, as much as we've been a running team in these last 3 years, starting to seem like you're clicking a little bit more with this passing game. You went from, that first game you play against Mount Juliet, 1 for 10. This week, only throw 8 passes, but 5 for 8. To make some of these plays, and of course, another long touchdown that we're about to see over the top to Braylon Grayson. What are you seeing each week to get this passing game a little bit more to the point of the efficiency seemed like you were the other night?
Well, yeah, and a lot of it is Nate Elrod, and obviously huge to fill with C.J. Taylor, but I think anybody in the world knows C.J. Taylor was not a drop-back passing quarterback.
No.
He did do some things at Rockville because he was forced to a little bit, but Nate Elrod is a great young man that I think's got a ton of ability in the pocket, and the kids are starting to understand the timing and the routes, and like you said right here with Tay on that slant, how many times we've seen that in practice, and Nate makes the right read and throws it, and I told him going into the game that I wanted to throw the ball and establish the pass tonight, and not the long ball. I mean, and I think, it's obviously right there is a pretty good long pass there to, I think it's Grayson.
Yep.
But that was the right read. So, we're going to continue to do that because it's just added success to our arsenal. And I do feel that teams are wanting to force us to throw the ball, so we're going to have to be able to throw it.
Yeah, Grayson, that's the second touchdown this year. Both of them have been 50-plus yard touchdowns receiving.
Right.
He has 4. For a guy that I think a lot of people think of for his running ability, has 4 touchdown catches in his early career. I mean, he's 3 games into his junior season. I was looking through the stats. Warren County historically not a huge passing team. Jay, you've probably seen this over the years. Grayson slowly starting to put his name in a dent on that in the all-time. I mean, 10 touchdowns I think is the all-time record for receiving. And
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, we can get that.
Yeah,
we can get Grayson up there.
Yeah, so I mean, great. If he keeps doing stuff like that, it would probably be in good shape.
Yeah, that's right.
The running game, we lost Pleasant, which was a huge loss
huge
for
hit.
us.
Well, I mean, obviously now it's no secret right now. We already lost Dayton Jernigan, which was a huge factor in our running game.
Mm-hmm.
You got the report over the weekend that it was his ACL and he's going to hit surgery. And do that, but I've done told him that I'm going to make him a offensive line coach, and he's fixing to start learning all of the ins and outs of that to make him a better offensive lineman when he does heal and recover and take back onto the field. But yeah, and then of course Jathan, we're moving the ball well, and Jathan. Sprains that ankle a little bit, and at the game, the trainer Tim Jathan said, "Coach, I just need to tape it up," because I was out there when we got him off the field. He said, "Coach, I just need to tape it up. I'll be good in a little bit," Talked with trainer Tim a little afterwards, and he said, let's hold off to the half, and then, and at that point, going back to it's not a non-region game. I'd rather see Jathan Pleasant healthy and 100%, because a lot of times that's when a kid will get hurt or further an injury is when you are playing bummed. And I didn't want to take that chance with Jathan. But, yeah, and that's really is a roadblock for us, because even when stuff gets tough, we could toss the ball to Jathan and get behind Dayton and secure another first down, But, I feel like we got an opportunity with Keldrick and Donathan Lewis. And then, of course, we know what Eli and Grayson's capable of doing. So, but yeah, Jathan, that obviously hurt. And the thing is, with a young team like this, and people know who the role players are on this team, and when they see their guy Jathan Pleasant kind of sitting on the sideline with ice on his foot, it's not a comforting feeling.
No.
Let's take a look at some of the stats. Passing, Nate Elrod, 5 for 8, 91 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Braylon, 3 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown. Taya Miller, 1 catch for 22 yards. Rushing, Braylon with 13 carries, 94 yards. Jathan, 3 carries, 28 yards. Alex Van Buren coming in late in the game, 4 carries for 26 yards.
Yep.
Dawson Haley, 2 carries for 18, and Nate Elrod with a touchdown run.
Nate, I think Nate's ended up with 7 carries for -7 yards, but I think 4 of those are sacks.
All right.
So when Nate's designed runs, I think he's gaining. He's gaining 15, 20 yards a game for you right now. But I think you mentioned this before we started taping and stuff like that. A kid like Alex Van Buren comes in, shows that he can run the ball for you a little bit. Dawson Haley breaks a 15-yard run in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't as if Siegle had pulled out its starters at that point too. It seemed like they had a lot of their defensive starters in, and you were finding ways to move the ball. So in the absence of Jathan, there you may have found a couple of guys.
Yeah,
I
think so.
Feature.
I was really impressed with Alex coming out there because, man, he showed a lot of grit. And like you said, that was the Siegel's starting defensive front still out there. I don't know why. It's not necessarily I threw in the towel, but I was ready to get guys like this and some playing time under the lights, But Alex came out from the quarterback right there, and I mean he kind of had a look on his face that, man, he was gonna execute. And same thing with Dawson Haley. He runs hard, and every time they gain confidence, and so does the coaching staff as far as putting them in the game sooner,
Defensively, Braylon Grayson, 14 tackles. He is a tackling machine.
He's a dog.
Nate Elrod, 11 tackles. Donathan Lewis, 9 tackles. Special teams, Keldrick Cox, 5 kick returns for 61 yards.
Yeah, Keldrick there was getting close, and I was surprised they kept kicking it to him.
Yeah.
But, he did a great job, kickoff return, did a great job all night, getting us a very good field position to start our offensive drives.
Well, time now for our Security Federal Player of the Week, Warren County Sports Authority.
Well, Jay, you just mentioned he's a tackling machine. He led us in rushing and led us in receiving. You kind of want to spread the love out sometimes, but when a kid does something like that, Braylon Grayson, your Security Federal Player of the Week, had a good game. Did it in a lot of different ways. Coach, I think he kind of gave you that spark at the end of the second quarter that was the first time it kind of felt like a Warren County game again, was when y'all got in that Tubby set, let him go, and then Braylon busts off that big 50-yard run that was huge. And, of course, later in the game he catches the 57-yard touchdown pass. And, the defensive numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, right there before halftime, I felt like the wheels was coming off, and things just couldn't get right. So, I thought, okay, well, let's just see how much truth there is into this Tubby mindset of these kids, And I remember looking at Grayson. I said, "You go to tailback," and I said, "Let's finish this half and let's take momentum into the halftime." And he's a heart of the line, man. I mean, he's a lion, and lion's king of the jungle. Yeah. And it's funny because he's not the biggest because the elephant's the biggest. He's not the fastest because the cheetah's the fastest, but he is the lion. And he's usually, and I will put Braylon Grayson against anybody we play. Anytime we play.
Yeah, after the game, Jeff Griffin, Painted Bar Media, sent me a picture, and it was just Grayson on the sideline. You can tell he's exhausted, but he's just steam's coming off of him, and he just sent it, and all the captions said it was warrior.
Yeah,
that's
all that is.
That's all you can say about Braylon Grayson. It's a perfect caption for the kid.
And he's setting the bar high for his teammates, and I put a lot of load on him, but I know this young man can handle it,
Time now for a tough question for Turner. and I've been elected to do this one. I'm
Hey.
being halfway facetious, Coach, but any way we could take our own play clocks on the road with this?
Boy, that's huge, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know, I thought Siegle, if I'm not mistaken, I think Siegle actually had them. They probably saw that we was coming to town and knew we was going to eat that clock like we do. You know, and I told everybody that was a hard pill to swallow third quarter, you know, when they took that play and just ate the clock and just drove it right down our throat, and we couldn't do nothing about it. You know, but that's why step one, when I got here to this program, I told Coach Wilmore that, hey, we're going to invest in some play clocks. And I remember me and Autumn last year finally got the opportunity to drive all the way down to Decatur, Alabama, I think is where we got them. And but yeah, ours are portable. We can take them. So I think Coffee County's got them with that big fancy new jumbotron that we're going to get to experience on their homecoming this week. So.
Who knows? Will they be operating? Our play clocks.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well, I think I thought people saying they're picking up what I've been laying down as far as you can't score if you don't have the ball, you know, and Siegle knows that because you know.
Siegle definitely. I mean, we talk as the leads. You know, the lead sentence in my story from the game was they stole our playbook.
Yeah,
in that game.
Sure
You know,
did.
they had a 7-minute drive to start the third
was
quarter.
Worried at halftime, even though the score was what it was at halftime. We had took that ball down and marched, and they couldn't stop it.
Yeah, they saw it was coming.
Hey, we'll just have them on standby there, you know, in case it don't, you know, because they are portable, wireless. They're state of the art now. They're good to go, but I don't think we're going to have to worry down there at Coffee County. I think they're going to be trying to show off that big jumbotron. In a clear night, you can probably see it from here.
Well, Coach, we're back in the region this weekend.
That's
and crashing another homecoming as we take on the Coffee County Red Raiders.
Raiders.
How are we getting ready for them?
3 in a row.
How are we getting ready for them? What, 3 homecomings in a row?
3 homecomings in a row. You're going to, I think maybe wear a tux. You know, just come out there on the sidelines in the tux when we play road games.
I wonder if I could get on their senior court list or whatever.
Yeah,
I could be on their prom court list.
I mean, if we're going to be everybody's homecoming, we should start dressing up on the sidelines.
Tuxedo T-shirt.
Yes,
That would be sweet. Would you wear it, Jay?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I'm telling you, it's just the things that we're doing about these homecomings. It's just interesting to see how. I think that's how teams think about our program still.
Well, I don't necessarily think that so much as it is that time of year, and we just actually got 3 away games. So I'm just being a little facetious. It does suck that we are at everybody's homecoming, but it is sweet. When you disrupt the homecoming like we did at Cookeville. Mm-hmm. It was unfortunate when it felt like Siegle actually was thriving off of there. Yeah. You know, but you could tell that Siegle, the homecoming festivities, because we're going to have our homecoming coming up here shortly, and we do. I mean, I think homecoming in Warren County is probably next to none anywhere else. But I tell all my players and the homecoming festivities is for the fans, for the alumni, for everybody else. That game is for us. And I'm pretty sure Coach Renshaw, and I know even Coach Maynard at Cookeville, that's what they preach. So, but yeah, it is what it is. It just depends on what side of the door you're on, is whether you're trying to say, hey, we're going to hit them in the mouth and ruin their homecoming, or, hey, guys, it's our homecoming. Let's go win this ball game.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it will be when we come back home. I think it is our homecoming, so it'll be 4 homecomings in a row.
Well, we got to remember.
And hey, DeKalb County, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
we got DeKalb
Right.
County
Sorry,
next week. So I was going to say if we had to go to DeKalb, they might have rearranged their homecoming.
But to us, it seems early in the season because we only play 3 games.
That's what
true.
people and it's hard to. I see
remember.
that too, like in the standings or rankings, and it's like week 6, and it's like what? Yeah. And you forget that
we're on the second half of the season.
Yeah, we ain't even got into the second half of the first half.
Yeah, so it is time for schools to have their homecomings.
Yeah.
But to us, it seems too early.
Jay, we're media guy trying to play up an angle. Come on, now. You're going to do it. But the one thing the one angle that you do look into this game is we've been playing Manchester, Coffee County.
Yeah, I saw you did some research.
1970, 69. When pretty much the program started in 23 and 23. overall in this series. 5-5 in the last 10. This is as even of a series as you could ask for.
Yep.
Between two programs that are 20 miles away.
Yeah, and I mean, and it probably should be that way. I mean, because our kids are no different than those kids.
No.
You know, I mean, we literally live. You know, I mean, we're in the same. It's the same dynamics, same demographics.
Hey, we've had kids that are from here playing for them. It
yeah,
wasn't too long
you
ago.
know, and you know, and the thing is, right now, where Coffee County's got the upper hand on us is, you know, they've got their youth program established and rolling, and you know, and I felt like we was going to get that opportunity to get that going, and that. COVID has came in, and you know, and it's just hard to do what we need to do on that. But you know, because I know we've got a lot of kids from Warren County actually traveling and playing in the youth football, and I'm all for it. You know, as long as kids are playing football. Of course, at the end of the day, I've got to make sure the high school program is doing what it needs to be doing. But yeah, you know, it's a great matchup. You know, it was back when I played. They had those Elam brothers. You remember them, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Some studs. You know, we lost to them my junior year. We beat them my senior year. And you know, but there's always that one or two dudes that everybody in the surrounding counties know of, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, and of course last year with C.J. Anthony up there, you know, that was a fun dynamic, and I think that added to the, you know, the dynamic of the football game, you know, and so which I know Coffee County's going to want to be taking our head off, you know, for redemption, and we've got to step up and be ready for it.
It was Warren County at Coffee County Friday night. As promised last week, we want to review a few of the past Pioneers. Coach, tell us about all the kids that we've had sign just in the past 2 years.
Yeah, you know, we got Maryville's got two of our guys up there, Dylan Haley and Douglas Wells. You know, I think Douglas is getting some playing time on some special teams. I know Dylan's actually been in the starting lineup. I know he played in a game. I got some good footage. Might try to get it pushed up on the screen sometime from his mom and different things. They played in the game, rainy game last weekend, I think. You know, and but yeah, Maryville's got a couple of her dudes there. Got some of the Serp squad originals, you know. You know, and of course, Swanee's got, I mean, talking about this program that's got a bunch of them holders. You know, I think Casey, you said you looked up some stats. He's got some catches.
Casey's got 3 catches in 3 games already. I think Ryland's appeared, played, kind of, trying to find the role. I mean, you know how it is. I mean, you've been in that role before, going in as a freshman at a college. You got to kind of earn your way through in practice, through special teams, then into the games. But Cason's getting a little bit, getting a role. Ryland's working on a role too, and then like you said, still even more. I mean, it's one of the few times I can remember since I've been reporting on this that we have, I think, over 10 kids right now playing college football.
Yeah, you know, and of course Swanee's, you know, local school here not too far down the road, you know. Of course Noah Martin had signed there, but then COVID kind of shut that season down, you know, and so Noah Martin's been helping Coach Matheny over at the middle school, and I think he's on the got to make a decision if he's going to attempt to it or if he's already fell in love with coaching. So need to see there, you know. Then of course.
Aiden got his first win at Cumberland this week.
Big, huge.
Cumberland, another school that has a lot of Warren County kids. I know, Trayton helped you last year, a little bit of help, but he's still playing there.
Senior year. He's playing his senior year there.
I think Jathan Marsh is still
he's up
there.
there snapping and doing some things there. So there's
guys
3 guys at Cumberland. You know, and then still in state here, you know, we got CJ up there, finally got on the field.
He got to go to Colorado State where Vanderbilt went and won on the road. So, I mean, I think he's getting to experience some thrills of being on the sidelines on some big Saturdays.
Yeah, and they're figuring things out because I'm staying in touch with most of these guys, and some of them are hating life, some of them are hating football. You know, it's a different level at the college, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. You know. But and then of course Clay Thompson, he was actually on the sidelines the other night because I guess they had an off week. It was good to see him. It was hard to I mean, he hugged my neck the other night, because he knew it was tough. Knew we didn't perform the way we should have or could have. But I think he got a tackle. He's pulled his hamstring a little bit. He pulled his hamstring, and so he's kind of he's on the fence on whether maybe redshirting or how that may work there. But he's, how a nagging hamstring injury can be. But it was good to see him on the sidelines. And then, of course, another one I'm proud of is big Caden Jordan down there at Georgia Military. And he's been down there for a while. He might have been one of the first football players of the last year's class that traveled down and got already started and enrolled. And I think he's
Saw some pictures, man. He looked like a tight end the last time I saw him.
Yeah, he's got a Bob Mueller mustache, man. It's he's a guy, man. But I think he's fitting in with those guys, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity for him if he'll just stick in there and these boys don't realize, man, it's tough and you're going to have doom days, and people don't show that on YouTube and ESPN. They don't show that stuff,
Yeah.
all those long days and early hours and because they send me Snapchat pictures. It'll be 5:40 a.m. And they're like, I hate life, I hate football. I was like, hey, I try to tell you, but I think Caden he'll stick it out and then he'll maybe get recruited up. But yeah, so I'm very proud of all these guys out there, and of course K-Ron, so we know where he's at, but he's had a rough year with torn bicep.
He's been through the rehab and having to do everything, so hopefully he'll get back through there. And, you were talking about GMC, Georgia Military, and the things that you got to do there. Tennessee starting defensive end actually is from Georgia Military College. So, I mean, those are the opportunities you can get.
Ain't no telling where we may see Caden Jordan come up, pop up.
Well, we've seen a lot but the thing about it is what we are seeing right now is a lot of Warren County kids on the sidelines in college right now. And I think we're going to see that more. I think we got some kids on this roster right now that are going to continue that.
Yeah, I do so. And of course it starts in that classroom and everything else.
All right. Well,
we'll wrap us up here, Jay.
I think we're ready to adjourn the meeting today. But we appreciate you listening. Watching. Don't forget, we're going to be at Coffee County, 7 o'clock Friday night. We'll have the game for you. 92.1 The Ticket.
Yep.
For Coach Matt Turner, Warren County Sports Authority Jeff Simmons, I'm Jay Walker. We'll see you next time on Turner Time.
Make that trip. Go Pioneers.